Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our. What happened
I'm
there?
sorry. I'm sorry. You are hosting, Dante.
No
Back to you. Let's start that again. Beep. Over to you.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to IQI Canada's evening talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the Asian Solution Package with none other than myself, yours truly, Dante Azarmi, and of course, Ardavan, which is the marketing coordinator of IQI Canada and a really, really awesome friend. Welcome to the show again, Ardavan. Today, I'm hosting. Don't worry.
Sorry, I'm still stuck in developer mode from last week.
No worries at all. So, Ardavan, let's jump into it,
Sure.
cause and roll it out, cause I know a lot of people have been asking us to hear more about these Juwai packages. We've been getting a lot of emails lately, and that is very awesome. You know, so tell us a little bit about Juwai itself.
Sure. So Juwai, the word actually is a Chinese word which means home away from home or home abroad. And that's really a reflection on what the company stands for. We're basically trying to bridge the gap between these investors who are mainly based in China and the greater ASEAN to help them essentially become global residents and invest or move to properties that are outside of their province or outside of China or the greater ASEAN. So there you have it. That's
Awesome,
Juwai.
awesome. Wonderful. I mean, it makes sense. Even the word itself, the name makes a lot of sense. And of course, and of course, tell us a little bit about the connection between the Juwai IQI and when did it happen and why did it happen?
Sure. So IQI, it stands for International Quality Investments, and they're really more focused on being a real estate group that is spread across mostly Southeast Asia. And we do have we do have branches in other countries of the world. I think we've got about 18 countries now where we're located.
And expanding.
And expanding, exactly. But we're mostly spread across South and Southeast Asia. So we bring the hard, tangible property side of things. And then Juwai is really the technological and the marketing and the market research side of things. So when we both merged in 2019, we are essentially now one of the fastest and largest growing prop tech companies out there. So yay.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That is amazing, and we keep continuously bringing in more technology and things like that really do put us in that prop tech, momentum. So it's really cool, and we're moving into 2021, and with a lot of different technologies and things like that coming in, we really are going from utilizing the new normal as a wave to go even further to what we call that future tech era that everybody was been looking towards. So that being said, Artie, how did this tsunami of Chinese outbound investments start to jump out?
Well, in about 2010, I want to say, it was about that time when we noticed a pretty decent sum of investment coming from mainland China and the greater ASEAN, and it was to the tune of international investments to the tune of about $5 billion, which it's a pretty decent sum. But then you jump to the next year, 2011, and that $5 billion has somehow turned into between 11 and $12 billion. And we followed
skyrocketing.
It's absolutely skyrocketing, and we followed that that trail of money over the next 7 to 8 years, and by 2018, that 11 to 12 billion had somehow magically turned into close to $130 billion worth of investment, outbound investment from China and the greater ASEAN. So
amazing.
At Juwai, we were just sitting like, what is causing this, and how do we get in on it? And then we realized that starting about 2013, that China had launched what they call the Belt and Road Initiative, which is basically this mass aim by the government to push as much foreign investment as possible from within China itself. And I think they have a target date of 2049 to reach their end goal figure. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it marks the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic of China. So it's a pretty good date to have in mind. And they are well on their way, I must say, well on their way to finishing that goal.
Wonderful, awesome. Looking, and I'm looking forward to seeing all this happen. you know, and of course, I wanted to ask you as well. Why should So we do offer a lot of awesome packages in terms of for our agents in this agent solution package, and of course, everybody who wants to be part of the real estate industry and list. So why should real estate agents be interested in these packages if they're already making big time sales?
For sure. So, China unfortunately has this barrier of information essentially, where if you are sitting in China, you're probably not going to be able to view sites such as Google or MLS or Realtor.ca, wherever all these international properties would be listed, unless you have a trusted truly international listing portal such as Juwai.com to bridge that gap and break down what we affectionately call the Great Firewall of China, because they don't use all these sites, right? They have their own version of everything. Google's become
That makes
Baidu,
sense.
Amazon became Alibaba, and so on and so forth. So without a prop tech company, a really international prop tech company such as Juwai, all these properties that are there, they're just begging to be bought or invested in, and our investors in China have no idea where they are or how much they're for.
That makes a lot of sense. That's true. That's true. And we gotta, you guys have to realize that this is a tool. This is an incredible tool, and it's the platform itself is like the Google of real estate. People from China come in, and not just China. There's 198 countries, which
Oh yeah.
ASEAN, yeah, and China and a lot of other countries are involved in this. And these are people who come into July for recommendations. So if you are on this platform, your real estate or your property that you do have will be part of this recommendation based on the certain packages or the tools that you use to advertise your listings. So that being said, can you also give us a little bit of a detail on the numbers, Adi?
Sure. So, one thing that we really pride ourselves on is, as you said, the recommendations that we are able to give. It's really because we've built such a close following and fan base, so to say, with our clientele. They really do trust us, and we're able to now generate about 5.5 million active users to the July website every single month. They're not passive visitors; they are active users. They're all looking to invest, and we list about $4 trillion worth of property. It's about 6 million residences overall. And, just going off of our market outreach, we list in, it would probably be easier to tell you which companies have not, given us media attention
That's
and
true.
not in which language. But if I were just give you a rundown of the 5-star rating that we have on China's version of Google, which is Baidu, we're the only international prop tech company out there which is able to consistently maintain a 5-star ranking. Every other prop tech company is about 4 stars and below. And if you look at the number of pages indexed whenever someone searches up Juwai through Baidu, Juwai alone generates close to 27 million indexed pages. The other 9 or 10 prop tech companies combined generate a total of about 3 million.
Yeah. This is insane. Just a number, even if it wasn't in millions, just the number itself, is the first one digit is just insane how, wow. you know, and of course, what type of packages does Juwai currently offer for our viewers to have an idea of what type of, package they want to get into?
Right. So we currently have a variety of packages, I think about 3 or 4 that you'll be able to find on the Juwai website. And they offer, things like the number of listings let me just take the 300, the Asia Pro 300. So that allows you to list 300 listings for the period of 1 calendar year. And it gives you 20 floor plans per listing, two pictures, and 20 pictures and 2 floor plans. And you have your agent profile page, which is going to be translated into English and into Mandarin or Chinese, whichever language that your buyers are going to be doing the property in. And more importantly, what these packages all have in common is the ability to generate hot leads for you, leads hot out of the oven. We know that time is money in the real estate industry, and no one has the time to sit through and sift through an Excel sheet of 5,000 people, right? So we're able to proudly present to you all the leads who are actively looking and willing and able and ready to do business with you and
Exactly. Hot,
invest in your
sizzling hot.
absolutely. So apart from those common features, we realized that these packages were great and they are really good value for money, but it's not really realistic for one agent to have the ability to list 300 properties per year. I mean, which agent has that, right? So
Yeah.
we needed to come up with something a little more on a one-on-one basis. So we were able to devise the Asia Pro 10, which is the product of the day, as you say, and that essentially allows you 10 properties per year for the period of one calendar year, and the going rate is 550 USD. Now, what this will give you again is the ability to list your company profile, your agent profile, your brand name, your brand image in English, and also in a marketable Chinese script, whether that's Mandarin or Cantonese, and that will be professionally done for you. It's not going to be done by Google Translate. We all know how how things can get a
Yeah,
bit
of course.
confused.
Of course.
Um, and your rates, your property prices will automatically be converted into the Chinese currency, again, at a very competitive market rate, not by Google's foreign exchange converter. And again, I do want to stress that Juwai is not just a listing platform. If you wanted to just list, you'd be able to do that on a site like Kijiji, for example. But
That's
we do pride ourselves on being a marketer. So we really want to push your name, your company image on a global scale so that you are known not just in Canada or your country of residence, but internationally as a trustworthy realtor.
100%. I totally agree. And of course, if you guys do want to get in on this, like, packages, be sure to, like, check out all the information down below. You can contact RD and the team and let them know about the packages that you want, or if you want to know more about these packages and things like that, that's also, possible. And please give them about 12 hours before, because we're getting a lot of different, like, not only just inquiries, but also like a lot of like orders for these packages. So, yeah, sifting through them, at least we need at least 12 hours to go through those, because there's a lot.
Oh,
So, that being said, I wanted to also ask about, like, so basically, like, when you're listing, you're also worried about the fact that the person that is, going to be contacting me is not going to, at some point might not be able to speak in English. So, how am I supposed to, like, sift through, these hot leads, if I don't understand what they're saying? So let them know.
sure, absolutely. So you remember I told you about those translators who will translate your company profile page and agent profile page into a language that will be understandable and marketable to our Chinese audience? Well, they're going to do the same thing with all your listing information. And when you want to make contact with an investor, or sometimes more importantly, when an investor wants to make contact with you, that message will also be translated into English and vice versa when you have to reply back. So we, thanks to our copyright and translating team, very human copyright and translating teams, we have essentially, just taken away all the doubt of any language barriers cropping up. Hi, Yusuf.
Hi, Yusuf. How you doing? Glad to hear from you. And of course, that's really awesome. I really love the fact that we have all these, like, support, and basically, like, listing in July is quite good, in my opinion, because it's not just the listing portal for only, like, ASEAN and the Chinese buyers, but it is for everyone basically,
Oh,
because
it's a global, absolutely.
exactly. Because a
We
lot of people tend to, like, think that, oh, we're just in China because we talk about, like, being within the firewall. But I want you guys to know that, like, as RD said before, it's not just inside the firewall, it is for both Western media and also for the Chinese media. So we do cover all bases. It's not just like, tackling one certain market at a time. There is 198 countries that are into, investing in basically, like, the properties that we are offering, and the listings themselves are 111 countries and above, and they continue to keep on growing. So that being said, like, come on when the cake is hot, you know.
Exactly. No, I mean, when we were looking at the net worth of all these individuals who are looking to invest, it was so unbelievably surprising that we were able to trace it down to less than 1% of China's population that has a cumulative net worth of about $9.3 trillion of investable assets between them. And just in 2018, we noticed that the outbound investment inquiry from China to Canada, now Canada ranks number 4 in the global scheme of things in terms of the interest that China has for investing abroad. And in 2018 alone, that figure was close to 1.3 billion USD.
That's
785 million was just towards Ontario, and then 585 million was just towards Toronto.
Canada is number 4 on the list. I mean,
Exactly.
it's pretty good. I mean, like in top 20 countries from all these countries, around the world, being number 4 is pretty good.
And
Wonderful.
as a marketing tool, I just want to stress that again, we are able to give you these facts and figures because we are a marketing tool. We're not just a listing tool. And the beauty about this is that we're not able to just tell you where the money is coming from, but more importantly, where is it going? Where are these investors looking to put all their time and their money and their investment and their energy?
Exactly. We have the data for the buyer's behavior, basically. So we don't just say what we think is right. We basically have seen over 6 million, and over turning over and turning over of active users coming in, buying and purchasing, and basically like showing us what type of properties, what type of lifestyle is into, and so on and so forth. They based on demographic, based on the clicks, every single thing. So it's very important for everybody to realize that we have done the analysis, and these are factual, analysis that can give you a really good leeway in terms of like what kind of property you can list, and what they want basically. So it's a really good tool. That's where we're getting at. you know? But of course, like so if you do want to get on that Asia Pro 10, please contact RD as well. RD, how can they contact you again? Let them
Sure.
know.
So the number is 905-564-0188, or you could call 647-669-9222. Both are Canadian numbers. Or you could just contact me at ardavan@juwai.com. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. And on that note, I did want to stress that on Thursday, April 8th at 9 p.m. Canada time, Toronto time, I should be more specific, Juwai IQI is holding an international leadership conference where if anyone is looking to basically boost their real estate career, they really need to get in on this. Now, there's a Zoom link posted on our Facebook page, IQI Canada on Facebook, where you'll be able to pre-register for this event. We really, really do recommend that you sign up and just be a part of this conference. We're going to have keynote speakers from across the world, including the big man himself, Mr. Kashif Ansari, CEO of the Juwai. So if you are looking to really push your real estate career to the next level, find out more about what Juwai IQI is about, that is the conference you need to attend. Thursday, April 8th, 9 p.m. EST.
100%. And also, just to let you guys know, and a little bit of a secret there, if you are part of Juwai IQI, you get very, very special things from Juwai packages as well. Just letting you know that. All right. You didn't hear it from me. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure having you all once again with us for the Juwai IQI packages, whether it's the agent package or the developer package, whichever it is. We're always here letting you know what's new, and of course, you bring in the inquiries, but give us about 12 hours to answer them. All right, because like there's a lot of them. If we show you the email box, it's like having. Wow. So that being said, yeah, exactly. Ladies and gents, thank you, Ardavan, for joining us again and for telling us a little more about the agent solution packages, and of course, all the information. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Dante.
Always happy to, always happy to. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. Remember, stay into the lane of what you want to do and reach that success without letting anything stop you from, getting to where you want to be. Always keep persistent and break that bubble with a big ass sledgehammer. Right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So thank you guys. Have a really awesome one. And from me and RD to you guys, take care.
Bye.